NartOutHere showing how degster and syrsoN op on Dust2 CT Side. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Before we get further into the video, I want to introduce my sponsor Leadify, an AI system that analyzes your matches from FACEIT, eSports, and matchmaking. Leadify lets you know what you're doing good in and what needs to be improved. They have trading recommendations to help you raise your game to the next level. My favorite thing about Leadify is this positional map, which shows you the areas that you're performing well and poorly in. Another great feature is the utility map that shows you your most common flashes and smokes. Leadify will analyze how effective they are. Lastly, I love the weapon recoil analysis, which shows you your spray patterns versus how they should be sprayed. Leadify is free to use, so if you want to improve your game, check out the link below in the description and comment section. Let's start off with long A. If your AWPer has the best long A spawn, you will usually see them go for the long A door pick, which syrsoN does here, and he's going to kill kicker. If you get flash after picking, be careful re-peeking as there might be an AWPer holding you, so here degster will flash before peeking again, and he misses his shot. degster falls back and Sprout try to capitalize on that, however Cressy flashes himself and degster recovers from the flash and kills him. Slacks will team kill Faven, and degster gets another. Magis is there to support degster as he tries to fall back, which is very important. The reason why it's important is because you'll see in this round what happens after degster goes for the long A door pick. He gets flash and falls back. K23 will push and try to catch degster before doing so, and Magis peeks super late to try to give him cover, but by the time he does, degster dies and so does he, so make sure if you're the rifler to cover your AWPer as they fall back. Another AWP pick you can do on CT side towards long is actually pushing a peek through the doors, which syrsoN will do once long A control is taken. He hears a player spamming the doors and syrsoN walks up and peeks through the doors and kills him. Afterwards he's gonna fall back to Gamehelper. When picking long A at the start, if there's a lot of pressure after your first shot and you think that you can't make it back towards CT, then you can fall back to car and hold the cross from long to pit. degster attempts a long A pit and he gets flash. He falls back to car and holds. A Shawls will smoke corner and degster peeks to the left of the smoke for anyone going to pit, and he will kill device. Then he continues to hold long and he kills the pre after the smoke fades. It's important that when you are car, you should have teammates watching your short. I've got another clip of the car position, but from syrsoN, who starts by nading cross for his teammates to cross. I'll show you another way Big Clan uses this nade later on. syrsoN goes towards car to flash long, however Sprout already came out, and syrsoN gets behind car and holds to the left of the smoke. syrsoN decides to crouch behind the car and moves back away from the molly. He sees the cross smokes come in, and peeks up and gets 2 kills. He definitely had a chance to get the third, but misses. Next, I want to cover what happens after degster goes for the pick long, which he does here. He kills Sanji. VP will take long A control, and degster is able to fall back to site safely, where he will push towards short with Chopper. The protocol when losing long A is that your team should try to take short control, because if you don't, then the T's can pinch and attack you from short and long, which is not ideal for CTs. You don't want to be stuck on site and the T's are coming from short and long. That's why you'll see most teams try to get short control after losing long. You'll usually see AWPers be the players smoking cross unless they're going for a long peek. This is because having smokes on the other 4 players is more important. Most of the time your AWPer is towards Gamehelper and won't need their smoke. Another utility AWPers will throw are support flashes for long A at the start of the round, which there are a lot of different flashes you can throw. degster likes to throw these ones that land behind his teammates as they take long A control. These won't blind his teammates, but they will blind the enemy. These are what the flash looks like as Fame comes out long. It gets fully white. So when and how do you throw these flashes? After smoking cross, degster gets behind the wall, aim at the part of this roof, then left click throw at 148. If there's a lot of pressure towards long, then he will follow it up with another flash in the same position. syrsoN throws the standard long flashes where you get behind the wall, aim above the sign of the cross, then left click throw. He throws his flashes at 149. What do you do after taking long control? syrsoN this round will push up towards the back ledge to peek towards short. Be careful doing this, especially if you didn't have any information on mid early on, but Zentaris was towards door early on getting info. Fast forward to OG taking short control and syrsoN misses the shot and drops down. However, OG explode out after taking short control to try to catch syrsoN out of position. However, tabseN was able to rotate in and help syrsoN out. When you're supporting with flashes early on and the T's do come out, you can come and help fight for long. However, in this round, his teammates die so fast, which leaves syrsoN by himself, which he gets 1 kill before getting flash and missing his shot and then dies. Here, degster is going to try to fight for long after throwing his flashes. He will push up to help to try to get long A control. He manages to find 1 kill before dying to Zaibu, but definitely had his chance to kill him. Another way syrsoN helps to fight for long is by throwing his own smoke, which you'll see here in a bit after him throwing flashes from car towards long, which will land deeper and blind the T's more. VP will come out long, and syrsoN gets smoked out corner, so he throws his own smoke in order to give him cover to allow him to get towards platform. Unfortunately for syrsoN, as the smoke fades, syrsoN won't have any more cover, and there's going to be multiple VP players out in the open that's going to kill syrsoN. Another thing you could do after getting long control is to stay posted on long A doors. This is because teams will sometimes delay a long A take. If you do plan on doing this, you see on the radar that Big Clan have info towards mid, if G2 will go up short or not, which if they do, then syrsoN can go towards Gamehelper and watch the cross. Even if syrsoN didn't have any info towards mid, he'll know if G2 are taking short control by hearing flashes or mollies, and then if anything, he will hear an A execute with smokes. But in this round, he's going to shut down G2's delayed long A take. Next up, I want to talk about the position Gamehelper. This position for CT AWPers is a very strong angle, as it gives you a lot of range to hold for the T's to cross into A. If you get flashed off, you can fall back and hold another angle to watch for the cross. Here syrsoN kills Ykinder dropping, and then holds another angle, killing James crossing into sight, and he gets the last kill into Sanji. Another reason why this position is so strong is because it is super hard for T's to trade in this position. Your best bet is to try to flash the AWPer off the angle before and as you're crossing. Gamehelper is strong, as you saw in the previous clips, is because this position can give you multiple attempts to try to pick off the T's as they're trying to cross the site. In this round, degster had 2 attempts before getting killed. G2 flashes were on point. Besides the fact that you're able to get multiple attempts to pick off the T's, and it is a position that is hard for T's to trade, playing Gamehelper can allow you to fall back to long after the first couple of shots. That's if your teammate has control of it, and then you can play retake from there. Degster is able to fall back to long after getting the first kill, and then he'll end up with another 2 kills from platform, picking off entropic players in sight. In the following clips, I'm going to show you a play that you and your teammates can do if you have a smoke still and you're opting from Gamehelper. If you still have a smoke, you could throw it in front of car and it will give you a one-way, which syrsoN does here, and then he gets on top of the car afterwards. He gets a nice first kill into a run boosted breeze, then kills Cirque. He gets flash and falls off the car, and the smoke gives him cover. His teammates will clean up the rest of the round. Here's another clip of syrsoN using the car smoke as Complexity throw nades from short. However, Complexity then has players come out long, which syrsoN gets down from car and look towards long as the smoke gives him cover from short if the Complexity players are crossing. syrsoN's gonna get the kill into JKS long, then he will get the last kill into Poison short. As you can see, the smoke does give him cover from the short players. Another advantage of Gamehelper is fast rotation and or to help long if need be. Now this is heavily relying on your long player to stay alive, which you can see here Matches dies pretty fast, which doesn't give degster time to go and help long, which he makes a mistake of attempting to go towards long. He should have posted up at car. In the next clip, Matches was able to get a frag and delay a Strauss long enough for degster to come towards long and get 2 kills, which Spirit later go on to win this round. When you come across a ledge smoke, the first thing you need to know about it is that it is a one-way smoke for the T's. Here degster has an op and he's able to see the gap. Be careful if T's throw this smoke because here's the view they get to see from it. As an opera on A, whenever mid to B smokes get thrown or whenever you're rotating, you need to be careful to rotate too early because there's always a chance there's a lurker towards short, which Hunter in this round lurks, and here's syrsoN rotating and he jumps down and kills him. Your main objective when mid to B smokes get thrown is to keep holding short. Let your A rotator and B players take care of it, because you saw the lurk in the previous clip, but it could also be a fake. Unfortunately in this round it wasn't a fake and that there was no lurker towards short, and Point were able to successfully take B and Spirit will save in a 2v3. This was a clip I showed earlier and there was a mid to B smoke thrown from G2, however it was a fake and G2 hit A. The next position I'm covering is ramp. It's good to switch it up and sometimes beat ramp with an op rather than always holding from Gamehelper to keep the T's guessing. Holding ramp with an op can be difficult because most often than not in an execute it can be mollied off and you'll get flashed much easier than you would at Gamehelper. T's can trade more easily versus at Gamehelper you can fall back safely towards long because T's more often than not when they're getting into A they won't usually peek towards long. In this round syrsoN throws a smoke on ramp to preemptively put out any mollies and he uses it as sort of a one-way to give him cover to peek around it. syrsoN will find 1 kill off of the smoke and then he re-peeks and then he'll eventually die. With any AXQ from short, there's always a chance that T's drop one player to push CT ramp. That's something you have to keep in mind. 100 ping gods execute A from short and degster gets flash. Degster wants to peek left of the wall, however when he does, he gets surprised by Sorrow. Another position you can hold on A with an op is from Goose. You catch out the enemy throwing nades if they overextend, which Degster does here, killing Nealon. He switches his position to sight, however he's going to get mollied out, and goes ramp, where he gets mollied and flashed. He stays calm during all of this and waits ramp. Like I said before, T's usually won't overextend and peek towards long. Degster can re-peek if his teammates had flashes, however they don't, so he waits and peeks when K2-3 are close and he kills Adren. He looks for the bomb planter, then when retaking here, you'll see Degster doesn't force anything. He waits in the back covering his teammates with his AWP. He's not trying to force anything or push anything while he has the AWP, and he lets his teammates do so while he covers them from the back. One downside of playing Goose is that you won't have any view into CT mid. If you're Gamehelper and ramp, you could peek towards CT mid, but from Goose you're limited. syrsoN holding from Goose has a nice flash. He bounces off the wall, which slows down G2's AXQ, although his first one he missed. The second flash connects, which delays G2 and gives enough time for his teammates to rotate in to help. syrsoN also manages to end the round with a nice 3k. Let's take a look at the flash again. It's so good. It bounces over the wall, pops right in front of the G2 players, and blinds about 4 of them. The last thing I want to talk about is when T's are throwing an execute on A. It could be a fake in order to pull the A rotator over, and then they have one player drop into spawn from short and split B. That's something you have to communicate with your teammates when you see A smokes, so they be aware that there could be a possible CT drop. syrsoN was very patient waiting for players to cross, and he doesn't see anyone, then his teammates get killed towards CT and mid. syrsoN doesn't force anything, and he waits for his smokes to fade, and he gets 2 kills off of it, and Big go on to win this round. One way to get an opening pick as a CT AWPer on Dust2 is boosting your AWPer and another player onto short by using the fast boost method. Make sure to practice this as it is commonly missed in the pro scene. Besides this boost, the other most commonly missed thing I see in the pro scene is the overpass heaven smoke from outside T-spawn. Anyways, tabseN is going to boost at the bottom of the stairs. syrsoN with the AWP will peek towards lower tunnels. At the same time, he's going to keep an eye towards catwalk and mid in case someone from Nemiga goes that direction. Most often than not, T's will flash prior to peeking from lower tunnels, and when syrsoN recovers, he will find the kill into JO. It's a good boost to set your team up for a possible 5v4. You see Big had a weaker buy this round, and when teams are on a lower buy or eco with a safe AWP on Dust2 CT Side, they'll use this boost to try to get a pick onto the lower to set them up in a favorable situation. One thing to note is that when the boost gets spotted, T's can react and they'll go out long A knowing that your team has 2 players on short and long is either given up or only has 1 player holding it without any help. In this clip, Degster gets boosted to peek lower tunnels and he misses his shot. 100 ping gods know that there's going to be 2 players short, so that means that long A is possibly open and they take long A control in response. So Spirit in response to that will clear out mid because sometimes teams will leave a lurker mid or tunnel somewhere while they hit A from long. Spirit will rotate everyone over to A after clearing mid and then we'll go on to win this round. syrsoN and tabseN get boosted in his short at the start of the round. syrsoN is going to hold for the fast cat push in which he misses his shot into poison. Elsewise, if there was no push, then tabseN boosted syrsoN to peek lower tunnels. Here you see Degster doing so. He's going to watch for the short push, then he gets into Chopper's head to peek lower tunnels where Sprout are boosted. He misses his shot and then falls back. syrsoN has a smoke for long A doors thrown after he gets boosted onto short. If you want to see how this is thrown, check the video by clicking the annotation above, and also I'll link the video in the description. Big uses this smoke to help the solo long A player take long A control and mask that there are multiple players there. syrsoN this round gets solo boost onto short where he throws a long A door smoke, and he was originally going to peek mid, however catches Lambert trying to go fast cat. Your AWPer can peek mid after getting boosted, and that is a play you can have them do because most often than not, T's aren't going fast lower tunnels. They'll usually slow it down and flash before peeking as well. syrsoN falls back to Gamehelper and LDLC will commit to going through short. He kills Kios before falling back to throw a flash because he knows LDLC's AWPer is still alive, so this flash will blind him to allow syrsoN to re-peek, which he does. However, he misses a shot and Haji, who had jumped down, kills him. Had Haji not jumped down, then syrsoN would have been alive still and either falls back or holds another angle. If T smoke Xbox early on, this will give you cover to peek towards mid, which syrsoN does, and he kills Amanek, who fortunately misses his shot. syrsoN is going to fall back to Gamehelper, which is a strong position to where he can help out long, as well as watches across. The last 3 G2 players will go short and execute A. syrsoN is going to get flashed off the angles twice, and when he turns back he kills Nexa, and then he gets a nice kill into Jax. He'll flash over before peeking, however he's going to get killed by Hunter. Besides the boost on short, another strong position is ledge. This position allows you to get a pick and then fall off. In this round, after syrsoN gets the kill, he fakes a drop noise by jumping, and then he will re-peek, however AWPer doesn't take the bait and kills him. When holding this position, after you drop, if you don't have a molly to throw at short after falling down, then be prepared for Tees to possibly push up to try to catch you out of position, which your Kinder does here, killing syrsoN as he tries to fall back. Complexity take long A control, and syrsoN, who started off towards short, is now towards Gandalf, and as Complexity are about to cross, taps him from short, throws a smoke that lands by these containers, which will give room for syrsoN to work with as well as cover. The smoke even puts out a molly thrown from Complexity. syrsoN lands the last 2 kills, and the smoke definitely put him in a good position to do so. In this clip I'm showing the same smoke, except if you do have a smoke you can just underhand it near the containers instead of having a teammate throw one for you, which syrsoN does here. Not going to show the rest of the clip here, it's pretty repetitive, syrsoN is just going to work around the smokes. I just wanted to show a clip of degster throwing and using the same smoke. He underhands his smoke in between the containers, then he holds to the right of the smoke, where he's going to find and kill Thomas jumping up onto site. Whenever you're retaking, this is a general concept that applies on all maps. As an AWPer, you want to let your teammates go out while you cover them from the back. There's no purpose to be rushing in with an AWP, that's not what the AWP is meant for. degster in this retake is at short with his AWP while his teammates are pushing up. Let's talk about mid next. syrsoN and degster will sometimes at the start of their round start mid, where they hold from the left of the door peeking towards the cubby to see if anyone crosses there, or to spot the fast mid push. syrsoN is able to tag up Poison, who he and his teammates were rushing out mid doors but cancel after syrsoN spots and legs Poison. syrsoN in this run will fall back to B, which I'm not going to show, as Complexity hit A towards short. Here's degster starting off towards mid, holding the same angle as syrsoN. He spots your Kinder. degster will chase down your Kinder, tags him, however he goes for the re-peek and dies. Besides spawning for the mid cross and push, you'll see here that degster will give up that angle after seeing no one is there early because he knows there could be a potential threat from lower tunnels, which he kills Mighty Max and then falls back to A. Another mid angle you could take as an AWPer is standing to the right of your cross smoke and holding mid. syrsoN will spot a player top mid going catwalk and he kills him, then he will fall back to B platform. Now let's talk about peeking mid as in T-spawn at the start of the round. Big like to do this 2 AWP mid peek at the start of the round through double doors, which I haven't seen work out for them. I really don't like this peek. If you're watching Big Clan, please stop doing this setup. There are different ways to peek mid. One way is to go behind your cross smoke and to boost a peek over it. The smoke gives you a one way, but unfortunately no one from Complexity is on the receiving end. Another way to peek mid is to wait for the T's AWPer to shoot as they're trying to get lucky picking the cross. Right after they shoot, you peek, which syrsoN does here and gets a kill into Jame. The last way to peek doors I'm going to show is the Big Clan special, where they throw a nade and it gives a one way for syrsoN to peek and kill Omnek behind the cover of the dust and smoke from the grenade explosion. This is a really effective play from Big Clan, as I've seen them successfully run this about 3 out of 4 times in the demos I watched. Teams know that Big Clan uses this nade to peek T spawn, so Big Clan knowing this can use this nade to cross instead of wasting a smoke. Additionally, when T's are on eco, you could have your AWPer start towards mid knowing the other team had pistols and you have an AWP which is more favorable in the long range duels. Just be careful if the enemy team has a scout, which you see degster doesn't peek doors at the start. He hears some Glocks and then will get aggressive and look for the fights knowing that he has the upper hand. degster will go on to get 2 kills this round and his teammates will get the rest. Most of the time your primary AWPers will be towards A and mid, and after watching 15 plus demos of syrsoN and degster, they'll AWP towards B maybe once or twice a match. After syrsoN jump spots behind the smoke to see if anyone's going fast mid, he will go towards B where he will walk push tunnels after mauling right side tunnels. Fortunately for him, Dennis is playing passively, who's holding an off angle doesn't spot syrsoN, which syrsoN sees nades coming from Dennis and kills him. The AWP tunnel push is very common from the CTs, and if you plan on doing this push, I recommend having a teammate support you in case you need a fallback. I forgot to mention that another reason you don't see your primary AWPer towards B on Dust2 CT Side is because most teams have a secondary AWP at B. That's the end of the video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and comment on who you think I should cover next and or what map and position you want to see. Till next time, NartOutHere, peace.